Master of Photography is an extraordinary photographic contest. Thousands of candidates from across Europe applied. Only 12 were chosen.
Everything close to the theater, that's my specialty.
8 weeks, 8 different challenges to master in order to win the first and largest competition open to amateurs and professional photographers.
Photography for me right now is just a hobby.
In each episode, a world-famous photographer mentors the contestants.
There's something going on between you and the subject.
Judging the pictures, 3 leaders in the world of photography. Oliviero Toscani.
Being a photographer is to be somebody who has got a point of view.
Simon Frederick.
I'm not seeing any balance in these pictures.
Ruth Blies Luxembourg.
You've got 20 minutes to shoot the best portrait you can do.
Sorry, no, right here. Each week, one contestant is eliminated, losing their chance to win the biggest prize ever for a photographic competition, 150,000 euros.
You ready?
Never give up.
Who will master all 8 challenges? Who will be crowned Sky Art's Master of Photography?
Wow, so many assignments, so many different things to do. Neil, how was to photograph a celebrity?
I wanted to capture him as a poet, so I was trying to get him to write a poem, and in the end he actually wrote one. It's the first one he's written for a year, so I managed to take that with me at the end, so I have a pretty good souvenir.
That is nice. So now the new task, and please welcome again the judges.
Welcome back, photographers, and good day to you. Today you'll be flown to my hometown, London, where you'll be asked to capture the backstage of a show or a performance in 3 pictures, in 3 different venues.
Remember, you will be a guest in a theater, and you can either steal the image or you can stage it, construct it.
You have to do your show of the show you're going to photograph.
Please learn from the masters and let these works inspire you. This is a photo by Georgios Sumner. It was taken in the late 1800s. It captures a tarantella performance, which is a type of dance. Back in the days, it was absolutely impossible to capture moving scenes and objects. Due to long exposures required by the photographic process, the German-Italian photographer had to shoot every single character independently and then add them to the backdrop and finally photograph the composition. The result was a completely new representation of reality.
Here we have a work by Nelly and Mazzotti. We have here the theater, we have the audience, and of course we have the performers. What the artists try to achieve is to bring together all these elements which make a performance together and show it to us.
In this picture, we see a completely different interpretation of what we call backstage. Here, the performers were asked to improvise in front of the camera in a studio. In this way, we can say that the dancers were directed because these photographs were staged.
This picture is taken by an American photographer called Lois Greenfield. She'll be here helping you, give you advice, and could be interesting to be influenced by such a great artist.
Photographers go to my hometown and make me proud.
You photograph behind the scene. What is the hardest aspect of it?
You're there to do a job, so you have to make yourself invisible, but still able to get the shots that work.
I think the challenges will be to decide if we want to stage something or if we want to go to find something. Probably won't be that well lit, and then you have some movements.
The shot that works, they have to be like hunters. Bam!
I'm not sure. I think for this task, actually, it could work very well if they take the time and construct the scene with the actors backstage.
From Shakespeare to Andrew Lloyd Webber, London is a focal point for performing arts. With more than 200 professional theatres, there is much to see. From the traditional musicals, ballets, opera, to the cutting edge, fringe theatre, street performances and circuses. We're thrown our contestants a curveball. The judges have chosen non-conventional venues to test how each of them will react faced with a difficult environment.
Yeah, because it's a mess. I don't know.
They will have to shoot in confined and underwhelming spaces with unpredictable light conditions and temperamental performers. They will have to present a series of 3 pictures shot in just 2 hours.
Too much good photos. I have to choose 3.
Martha and Jan are at Teatro Technis. It's the opening night and the tension is palpable.
So the phone is already in there.
Mary, Laura and Neil are at an Indian cultural center where the artists are rehearsing for a traditional dance performance, the Bharatanatyam. Rupert and Gabriele, the British soldier and Italian war reporter, are at the Peacock Theatre for a press presentation of the Cirque.
I do aerial hoop and then the whole big scene with lots of action.
I want to see her.
Blending contemporary circus skills with thrilling stunt action, the show features a very dangerous motorcycle act called the Globe of Terror.
When you've got someone who you know the pressure's on you because they're going to be in the same place, and Gabrielle is a very good photographer, you know, I obviously had to up my game and try and think differently to how he was.
We are professional, we respect each other, we help each other, so I'm very comfortable working with him.
You can't get in the way when they come out of the workshop.
We'll stay out there.
They've got their crash helmets on. They've been in the bright light.
Okay, yes, right, we'll stay out.
Okay.
We'll stay out of the way.
You might be able to see them from just here.
They're going once more.
Right, guys, if you move your way down to the auditorium, please.
Yeah, it was very funny because me and Rupert, we were kicked out from the stage area because we was too close to the ball with the motorbike inside. Can I?
No.
Thank you very much. We try to.
The British Indian community represents a core part of the capital's multiculturalism. How will Neil, Mary and Laura capture what they see and make it unique?
As often as I have the chance, I really try to have a connection to the person I photograph and talk to them. Is that all your hair?
Yeah, apart from this.
It's really long.
We attach at the end this jewelry.
Oh, I have to photograph that, like, part. Okay, and that means I can't talk to you anymore, like, for a bit. I'm sorry.
My photography does tend to have a sort of social message behind it as much as possible, and I do like to photograph ethnic minorities whenever possible.
If your narrative in your work is about race, you have to find a way of actually showing that in a very simple way.
Because of the judges' comments in the past couple of weeks about trying to achieve too much with a photograph, my main aim with this task was to focus on aesthetically pleasing images.
So what's that? My expectations were bigger, and going a little theater was a little bit frustrating for my work. And then I saw this girl in a classroom taking lessons. You're going upstairs?
Yeah.
I will follow you. This girl was changing, putting our makeup or putting our jewelry. And there was this mix of holiness and sensuality. I really find this moment very interesting because you are preparing yourself with respect and but it's very feminine in the same time.
Okay. So what do you want me to do?
No. I was talking. And so I decided to follow her to the stage as well.
Teatro Thickness is probably not what Marta and Jan were expecting.
The theater? I realize this is not a theater.
The location was nothing to do with what I expected.
It's a far cry from the glitzy West End venues everybody knows so well. Yet, it is in theaters like this that often new talent is discovered.
It's hard also to photograph that because it could be anywhere. It doesn't look like theater at all. Are you nervous? Because I'm nervous.
Trying to relax a little bit before the show.
I don't know what to shoot. I'm not very inspired. Hello. When they told us, like, backstage in London, the land of theaters, I imagined something more, not so amateur.
A fundamental skill for all successful photographers is the ability to adapt quickly to unexpected circumstances and see a beautiful picture where other people don't. This is their challenge today. Forced to leave the stage, Gabriele and Rupert concentrate on the performers.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
My name is Gabriele, I'm a photographer. You look strong.
Yeah.
Okay, can you do a push-up? Come on.
No.
What about? Why? Come on. Die, come on. You're a performer. Why are you shy? Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hi, my name is Gabriele, I'm a photographer. Come on, please, let me take a picture. There is nobody here. I'm acting too. I'm doing a performance while I'm taking pictures of people. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
I'm running out of time. I don't think I've got 3 strong images yet. I don't think I've even got 1 strong image yet, so it's hard. I have no idea where I'm going. I shot everywhere I could shoot. It was hard to get behind the scenes because all the cast was sat at the front. I think it's probably safer down there, just taking the photographs that everyone's taken, to be fair. But it's a bit dull.
Switch the flash. It looks like, you know, exploding box, you know, something after a bomb.
Hi. Are you doing any stretches or warming up or anything like that?
No, not in a couple hours.
Not for a couple of... You couldn't stage some warming up for me, could you?
Yeah.
Some stretches? Yeah. I used to be able to do that once, I promise.
Yeah, right.
There was a couple, they were very flexible and chucking each other around. And I thought that was quite interesting, the way they formed shapes with their bodies. It was easier to photograph them going on. So I took pictures of them warming up, stretching off. Oh, sorry.
How are you doing, mate?
You got much?
Oh, it was not bad. I mean, like, it's nothing, not so much to do, but,
yeah.
You know...
When I see the images, and I look at mine and look at Gabriella's, they'll probably be completely different, because although we both like reportage and we both, you know, enjoy going to war, that's about where it stops with our style of photography.
The jury has suggested that to shoot a great backstage photograph, you may want to stage your picture. Will the contestants follow this advice?
I took more of a fly-on-the-wall approach for this task, particularly because many of them were slightly younger and amateur. I didn't want to be too intimidating by asking them questions and getting too involved in their regular Monday night rehearsals, so I stepped back and took as many photos as I could.
I was on a stage to photograph from behind, and actually I felt pretty uncomfortable because obviously I'm in their picture, like the teacher is looking at the performance and I'm sitting there and I was like, oh, I should do this, but then again I want to have a good photo. It's such a struggle within myself. In another situation I love stages, and but this time I felt like I was just interrupting them.
This is very nice. Probably I will use this. You have the light on your face that lights you. Nice. Nice. Thank you. I'd love a copy of this.
Actors on stage! 2 minutes.
Can you do that again? I'm sorry, just to struggle for a second. Someone here in the spot, just because there is a light. When I come in the theater, of course, I was shocked, but just put myself together, have a look around. You always can find interesting things.
After the initial shock at being assigned to a small underground theater, Jan has decided to react and direct the actors. Will Marta manage to adapt like him?
I don't know.
Is people coming, or is
I think it's still empty. It's not even light to shoot. I cannot use the flash. In every shoot is the other, it's Jan, the other contestant, with the camera and the reporter, so it's going to be difficult, this.
Not on stage, the photographer, whatever. We have to start at 7:30, 7:50.
So, or I stay backstage, or I stay in front of the stage. Oh. It was very ironic. I was laughing a lot inside of myself and thinking, oh my God, what I'm doing here at all. And this is some kind of a joke. And I was waiting till Mama said, somebody pop up and said, hey, it's a joke. I was want to see your face. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
I've been eating meat in 7 years. Oh, that's when you become... I want to express my creativity.
The backstage photography task has really thrown our photographers. Faced with small venues, alternative shows, they are struggling to focus. With access to the stage denied, all Mart and Jan have to play with is a narrow and dark corridor.
I focused in the corridor because it was the only place where something was happening. The actors were going inside the stage and outside.
I'm ordering you! You are disinherited, you mean? But you're about to tell me! No!
All of the pictures I took have something to do with how I felt and the atmosphere. It was a bit of a nightmare.
I hate every shot.
For me, the concept of a nightmare is strong, but I don't know if for them will be. But I don't really care because I like it.
I can say it again. I hate every shot.
Backstage photography is a tough task for our photographers. Unexpected venues, crowded spaces, challenging light condition, and limited interaction with the artist have pushed all of them to reconsider their initial plans.
So I have to find for details or something like this, which is like a little bit related to stage, but it's nearly impossible.
Their creativity, technical skills, and patience have been put to test like never before. Could this be their most difficult challenge yet? Back in the studio, the contestants are facing the second part of the task, picture editing. They have to compose a series of 3 pictures that best represent the essence of the show they photographed. The wrong decision could spoil all their efforts. This is a very difficult task, and any help is welcome. Who can better help the contestants than one of the greatest contemporary photographers, Lois Greenfield? Few artists have managed to capture the essence of the moving human form like the American photographer. After majoring in anthropology, she became fascinated by the ballet world, specializing in portraying dancers in her photo studio.
So, Lois, you have developed this language about the body in motion, frozen in motion. Would you tell us a bit about it?
It's funny that people use the word frozen because it's not frozen, of course. Frozen implies something that's immobile. I try to capture the motion within the still frame. So there's the connotation of moment. You get a sense the person is coming from somewhere, going somewhere.
I know our photographers really are looking very forward to getting your advice.
What do you think about this one? Because I think it's a little bit too much.
I don't see anyone inside the ball, so I'm not sure what's happening, but the color is clearly of interest to you and is very strong. I would say that if I saw this picture not in the context of the series, I might be perplexed. But in the context of the other circus things, I find it adds a nice dimension. I'm not getting a sense of being backstage, but I'm getting the sense of a kind of mysterious, nondescript environment in which the color obscures the people. Maybe I'm feeling a little claustrophobic. Wow, you have a lot of variety here, and this is the circus, I see.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful angle, so you're obviously looking down, and it's really exciting. That's one of the most important things that photojournalists can bring to a situation where they have no control over what's happening, but they can control their perspective on the situation. So, because you always have to be aggressive and not just take what they give you. And here I see someone leaving.
This is actually the entrance to the stage.
Your people are all introverted, and I often don't see their face or I see their back.
Yeah.
I think that keeps me from seeing what the story is. I do feel a little disappointed in the makeup shots because I feel it's something that we all know very well. And I don't get any sense of the personality of the dancer. I'm not sure how you're going to blend this into a story.
So, I'm afraid your time with Lois has come to an end. Lois will be back with us when you present your work.
The contestants have now only a few minutes left to retouch the pictures they have selected before printing them. Using a special software, they can adjust colors, lines, exposure, shadows, and enhance the composition by cropping the image.
I try to convert everything in black and white, but to keep, a little bit the effect of the lighting.
I dodged and burned around the edges of a couple of the pictures. One of the images I had a camera tripod in the side of the corner, so I just burnt that out a little bit so you can't see it as clearly.
My first big decision was whether to go with colour or black and white, simply because if you want to focus on certain details, then having it in colour can often detract from that, especially when there's so much colour going on.
Photographers, time is up. You have to present your work very soon to the jury.
Hi, photographers. I'm eager to see what you've accomplished.
Today is the day. I'm really excited to see what you did. If you are able to do a show behind the show, or you're just documenting a show going on.
Jan, will you please come up and join us?
Basically, the place is not a theater, actually. I'll try to focus on the fact who are those people behind the scene and how they're prepared, because for me it's most interesting things how the actors or dancers prepare before to go on stage.
I think you have to be a bit more daring.
You've gone into a situation and you've let the location intimidate you. As photographers, when we get a phone call and they say to us, listen, go out, this is your assignment, we have no idea what our location's going to be.
Marta, please.
The story is that I found in that place and I feel like this is a nightmare, and I think unconsciously it's in my photographs.
Well, it's timid. The way you talk, the way you photograph. It's timid. You have to love your place. You have to love even if you hate, but you have to love hate. There is something, that generosity to give out something. What are you giving me here?
I think it's not being timid. Maybe it's not close enough for Olivier. You don't have to be 1 millimeter close to have a relationship with them.
These two images actually have quite a dark, disturbing force, but then the more everyday image in the middle kills that. So you should have really bundled that negative energy into the work. Neil.
My idea was to convey the sense of performance from preparation to the end of the show.
You're too remote. You're too far away. You've got to take the initiative. You've got to pull people apart. Have an idea. Tell them what you want to shoot. Then shoot it.
Part of the difficulty with this environment was there were amateurs.
Amateurs are actually very interesting because they have something unexpected.
I don't give a damn what they're doing. It's about how you create scenario and tell us the story.
Understand?
Rupert, please come up and join us.
My 3 pictures tell a story. I'm aptly calling it behind the scenes because I was trying to explain behind the scenes at the theatre.
I love the one on the right, primarily because of the inclusion of the empty seats. It gives it a kind of extraterrestrial feeling.
The one in the middle is a missed picture. I mean, something was really going on there, and you didn't get it really. Anyhow, finally, somebody had the sense of the place. Thank you.
There's a compliment in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Although we had different locations, it's fair enough to say that we all had the same issues. Let's just stop crying and man up.
Now, Mary. Oh, some color.
For me, the most important thing was to tell the story of the moments. And I was with the girls on the stage, take photos of them dancing and asking them to turn over and over again because I really love the dynamics of the skirts.
In a way, you're trying to do too much. Maybe if you just had focused on one stage of this process, it would have been better. 3 very different moods doesn't quite work for me.
Your approach was kind of literal. We have to see something that takes us beyond what our eyes can see and beyond what we would be experiencing if we were there with you, the picture.
Extremely boring.
Okay.
Politically correct. Nothing really interesting. Why can't you get inside the thing? Can't you have more passion? You shouldn't be afraid of the smell of the people you're photographing. You want movement, go for the movement. That's not movement. That's just a picture not even well composed.
When I went into that theater, I saw this little tiny theater and I felt a little bit, I don't know, superior, and so I didn't give all myself to the people that were there.
Gabriele.
Be careful when you present your picture. You better not speak. Be a photographer.
I'm not a photographer. I don't want to.
Okay, don't speak.
No comment. That's a good comment, too. All right. Okay.
I'm not impressed. I don't really know where I am. The pictures are not really related. When you go to a place, you have to make up your heart and find out, what do I want? What is the show of the show that I want to show?
I would love to see what you shot.
Look at that, you got 4 pictures better than the one you show us.
Yeah, I really liked the last one, but I think it was too much.
There is such a thing as too much in photography. You have some courage here.
When I went over to your desk, I saw pictures in color where they have more of that chaotic, circusy, energetic feeling.
You edit as you speak. So you can't edit.
The mistake was to choose the black and white. The color was much better.
Laura?
To me, it was all leading to the last picture because you see that she's really under perfectionism. And then that moment before stage when she's like going into herself, what she want to do. And then you see her actually dancing for one person.
I think that there is the semblance of something going on here, but an opportunity missed. In the picture on the right, what would that picture have been if you had actually stopped her in a position that you liked, made her make that position? I don't understand why you weren't brave enough.
I specifically did not stage these people, and I'm happy I did not, because I felt like they would interrupt what they're passionate about, and to me it would feel disrespectful to do that.
Photographers, it's now time for us to gather our thoughts and, as usual, make that all-important decision. We shall be back shortly with our verdict.
It's a missed opportunity, trying to tell a narrative in 3 works of the backstage. It doesn't quite work for none of them.
As photographers, it's not up to us to not like the location that we've been sent to. It's about doing the work well.
There's no excuse, huh? You might not like a place, but still you have to take a great picture of the place you hate.
This looks like the picture that the mother of the person who is doing the makeup took to show, you know, on her Facebook page. This picture here, I'm still
It's quite risky what he did there, because he must have seen half of it is cut off. Why? What was he thinking?
Nobody really could edit something here.
Yes.
You know, an edit value. Every picture should be an edit value to the next picture. And none of this is like that. Hola.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, but I don't see happy faces.
Yeah, because we were expecting something that make us curious.
What do you think? Because it's a collective problem. There was something wrong in the assignment or in the...
Maybe they didn't understand it. They didn't conceptually make sense.
Our feeling is that the only way that we can move this on and give some encouragement to the photographers is to actually choose 3 photographs.
But not 3 in a series, individual photographs. And you've made your choice?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have.
So let's go.
The judges' comments have never been so harsh. This task was the hardest yet. Even so, the judges were expecting much more, but rattled by the unexpected venues, the contestants did not rise to the challenge.
Photographers, you're making great pictures, but you're making poor choices. So there was no series that was presented to us that we felt really answered the assignment. But what we felt was that there were individual pictures within some of your work that really spoke to us.
Martha, this is a very minimal work. You don't see much, but you worked with space and light. And just through opening the door and letting the light come in, we are being drawn towards whatever is happening behind the door, whatever is happening behind the stage.
Thank you. I'm happy that I am in the top 3, but actually I feel that I should be happier.
Rupert, can I also ask you to stand up? I really enjoyed this picture. As a single picture, it really works. But also, you had a theme, you could have followed it. So think carefully about the choices that you make.
They still like one of my images the strongest, and I know where I need to go in the future if I'm doing any behind-the-scenes photography.
Jan, could you stand up, please? So you are surprised?
A bit.
We like this picture. I like this picture because this is a struggle of an artist that is thinking of his performance. He has got something inside that, of course, in photography is difficult to show. And this is a vision, this is a human condition of the actor off stage, and at the same time, he's acting.
That was quite surprising for me too. I didn't expect, honestly, that my picture will be top 3.
We will now announce the 2 least successful series.
So, Gabriele, please. What happened to you? No concept, no author, no photographer. You have to love what you photograph, even if what you photograph stinks. Otherwise, you get just forms. And the form by itself, you can even compose it well. But if you haven't got a vision, will be always mediocre. And this is the problem of today's work. Mediocrity was at its highest.
If you lose a battle, don't necessarily you lose the war. I'm still ready to win the war.
Mary, your work impressed us not at all. Somehow there is no line going through the work, and you've also fell into the most conventional traps.
None of my photos had passion in it, but I didn't want to talk about passion in my photos. I wanted to document in a very objective way what was happening.
Photographers, it's been a very, very difficult decision. The author of the least successful as a series that will be leaving us is Mary. Your series convinced us the less. To really show us the dynamism of performance of this culture, you've really got to step inside. You've really got to, you know, engage with the people who you are about to photograph. And you've got to show us their passion. Mary, on behalf of my co-judges, may I wish you the very best for your career.
It's strange, but I feel relieved. I regret not being braver in changing my point of view or changing what I usually do.
This contest is getting harder. There may be friendships among you, but it's a competition.
We're really friends, but everybody understands this is a competition and it's about to win.
When you're out there, you know who's got the strengths, who's got the weaknesses, and you need to be up above.
We're not looking for the next Salgado. We're not looking for the next Leibovitz. We're looking for the next Neil, Jan, Marta, Gabriele, Rupert, Laura. Show us your individual visions, so we'll see you in the next assignment.
In the next episode of Master of Photography,
we are asking you to photograph a landscape.
The contestants would witness the magnificence of Irish scenery, precious advice from a maestro.
Brucia tutto e salvane una.
And another photographer will leave the contest.
I think it's probably the worst you did up to now.